In today's video, I'm sharing exactly how I lost 20 pounds for good just by walking every single day. No crazy workouts, no extreme diets, just simple walking that changed my life. If you are tired of complicated workout plans or just feeling overwhelmed, then this video is for you. I'm all about making weight loss realistic and sustainable because losing weight does not have to be super complicated or miserable. And today, I'm showing you exactly how I did it the easy way. So first things first. Why just walking? I get it. When people think workouts or when people think weight loss, they think intense workouts. They think crazy diets. They think always being miserable. Or they think spending hours in the gym. But walking is so underrated, and honestly, it's one of the simplest ways to start moving your body. And it also helps you burn fat without feeling overwhelmed or injuries. Walking is a form of low-rate cardio. That means it's easy on your joints, but it still will get your heart rate up, enough to boost your metabolism. When your metabolism is working, your body burns calories, including fat. And unlike some high-intensity workouts, walking is something you can do every single day without stressing out your body. One of the biggest reasons why walking works so well is because it's super easy to be consistent. You do not need special equipment or gym membership. You can walk around the neighborhood, at a park, or even the comfort of your own home if the weather is bad. The consistency of showing up daily is what really adds up and makes you see changes over time. There's also a mental health bonus. Walking helps you reduce stress, clear your mind, and release endorphins. And we all know that stress can lead to emotional eating or poor health choices. So walking actually supports weight loss in more ways than just burning off calories. Plus, walking is super accessible no matter your age or your fitness level. You can start off with small steps and gradually increase how much you walk. It's really just about creating a habit that fits into your lifestyle. If you are worried about walking not being intense enough, remember, weight loss happens when you burn off more calories than you consume. Walking helps you create that calorie deficit gently but still effectively. So that's why walking was my go-to method. It felt natural, it was manageable, and over time, it led to real lasting weight loss. All right, now let me tell you exactly how I structured my walking routine because that's what helped it stick for me. When I first started, I was not in the best of shape. I was not obese, but I feel like I was just out of shape because like I said, you can be out of shape without being considered quote unquote fat. So basically, I just did not want to overwhelm myself because I knew where I was starting from was a beginner's standpoint. So I began with just 15 to 20 minutes of walking every day. And that was it. No pressure to run or do intense cardio, just started off with walking. The key was me showing up every day. Consistency mattered more than intensity. At first, I walked at a comfortable pace, nothing too fast, but as the days and weeks went by, I started adding variety. Sometimes I would pick up the pace so that way my heart rate could go up a little. Other times I do intervals, meaning I walk fast for 1 minute and then slow down for 2 minutes. And I will repeat that a few times. This helped me burn calories and keep it interesting. One thing I learned was to pay attention to my posture. Standing tall, engaging my core, and swinging my arms naturally. This actually helped me walk more effectively and burn more calories. Wearing good, comfortable shoes also made a major difference. If your feet are hurting you, you are less likely to want to keep going. To keep myself motivated and to track my progress, I used a simple step track app on my phone. It was fun to see my step count increase over time. If you want, you can start with a basic goal like 5K steps per day, then slowly increase it to 7 or 10K steps. But always remember that just a little bit of walking is better than none. Some days I'd walk outdoors and enjoy the fresh air and nature, which was great for my mental health as well. Other days, if the weather was bad, I would walk inside and pace while I was listening to music. And sometimes I would add in some dancing because I feel like when you're naturally listening to music, you naturally kind of dance. So as I was pacing, I guess I was kind of dancing too, which also helped me burn a little bit more calories as well. The biggest secret was I made walking a non-negotiable part of my day. Whether it was early morning, during a lunch break, or after dinner, I found times that worked for me and I stuck with them. And then it became a habit, not a chore. So basically, my routine was simple. Daily walks, starting small, gradually adding pace or gradually adding time, tracking my steps, and fitting it around my lifestyle. No fancy equipment, no crazy routines, just moving my body every single day. Now let's talk about nutrition, because a lot of people assume that you have to go on a super strict diet in order to lose weight. But honestly, I did not diet. I did not count my calories obsessively or cut out major food groups. Instead, I focused on mindful eating. Pay attention to what and how I ate without feeling restricted. One of the first things I did was really tune in to my hunger signals. Sometimes we eat out of boredom, stress, habit, and not actual hunger. So I started to ask myself, am I truly hungry, or am I just reaching for food because it's in front of me? This helped me avoid overeating and unnecessary snacking. Hydration played a big role too. I made it a point to drink more water throughout the day. Oftentimes, when we feel hungry, it's really just our body's way of signaling thirst. So before I would grab a snack, I would drink a glass of water and wait a few minutes. This simple step also helped me reduce mindless eating. I did not cut out my favorite foods, but I did make small swaps. Instead of sugary drinks, I switched to water or herbal teas. I chose whole foods more often, like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. These foods kept me fuller longer and gave my body the nutrients it needed to fuel my walks and everyday life. Walking also had a surprising effect on my appetite. Because I was moving more, I found myself wanting naturally healthier, more satisfying foods. I also learned to eat to fuel my body instead of trying to punish it. That mindset shift in itself was huge. And here's the thing, balance is everything. If I wanted a treat, I allowed myself to enjoy it without any guilt. Restricting yourself too much oftentimes backfires and causes you to binge eat. So I practiced moderation and not perfection. This approach made nutrition manageable and sustainable. And combined with my walking routine, it created a calorie deficit that was gentle and effective. Over time, those small changes added up to big results. Okay, let's be real for a minute. Losing weight is not just about physical stuff like walking or nutrition. Your mindset and your motivation play a huge role in whether you succeed or whether you give up. For me, the biggest shift was changing how I thought about weight loss. Instead of telling myself I have to lose weight because I'm not good enough, I started focusing on how I feel. That subtle mindset shift made it easier to stick with walking every day. Patience was another major game changer because weight loss does not happen overnight. It takes time, and sometimes the scale might not move for days or weeks. But I learned to trust the process and focus on the daily habits rather than the quick results. Celebrating small wins was super important too. Every extra step, every healthy meal, every pound loss, I acknowledged it. That helped me stay motivated and reminded me that I'm making progress, even if it feels slow. Some days, my motivation was very low. I didn't always feel like walking or eating well. But when that happened, I used a few tricks to keep going. Listening to my favorite music, turning on a podcast or even a show that I liked, or walking with a family member because that made it fun. Sometimes just putting on my shoes and just stepping outside was enough to get me moving. I also reminded myself that this is about a lifestyle change, not a quick fix. Instead of looking for fast weight loss hacks, I committed to lifestyle change and habits that I could commit to for life. That mindset also made it less stressful and more enjoyable. And honestly, the mental and emotional benefits of walking and eating healthy motivated me just as much as the weight loss itself. Feeling calmer, sleeping better, and being more confident in my body was the real win for me. So if you are watching this and you struggle with motivation, just understand that it's normal. It's okay to have off days. Just keep coming back to your why. Be patient. Celebrate your small wins. All right, let's talk about the real stuff, and that is the challenges. No journey is without them, and walking for weight loss definitely got tricky at times. But knowing what to expect and how to handle the challenges is what makes all the difference. The first challenge you might face is boredom. Walking the same route every day could get repetitive and dull. When that happened to me, I would change things up by changing the scenery. This kept it fresh. I also made sure to create playlists of my favorite songs beforehand or found podcasts to listen to beforehand. That way I was entertained and distracted from boredom. Another common hurdle that we talked about earlier is staying consistent when you just don't feel like it. Trust me, there were days where I wanted to skip my walk. On those days, I reminded myself that even just a 5-minute walk is better than nothing. I made it a non-negotiable part of my schedule, and like brushing my teeth, it became a habit. I'd break my walks into smaller chunks, like 5 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. Flexibility helped me stay on track. Weather can be a challenge too. Rain, extreme heat, or cold. might discourage you from going outside. When that happened, I found indoor alternatives, walking in place while watching TV, marching around the house, or using the stairs. Having that backup plan helped me keep moving no matter what. Injuries or physical setbacks are another thing to consider. Walking is low impact, but if you're dealing with pain or soreness, listen to your body. Rest when you need to, and if possible, consult a healthcare professional. Sometimes swapping walking for yoga or simple stretching can keep you active without aggravating any tissue. Vacations or traveling might throw off your routine as well. Instead of stressing myself out, I just view these times as breaks and try to keep my body active any way I could. Exploring on foot, walking around the airport, or just doing simple stretches in the hotel room. Lastly, sometimes you might feel stuck or like your progress is too slow. When that happens, you could try mixing in other activities like light yoga or strength training, just to keep your body guessing and to boost your results. But remember, walking is the foundation and patience is key. Now, let's get into what kind of results you can expect and how long this might take. When I started walking daily, I did not expect to lose 20 pounds overnight. It took me about 4 to 5 months of consistent walking and mindful eating to reach my end goal. And this timeline will be different for anybody based on metabolism, age, starting weight, but this is still a realistic and sustainable pace. One of the things I noticed early on wasn't just the weight loss, although that was exciting, it was my energy levels. I felt more awake during the day and less sluggish. Walking gave me a natural boost without relying on caffeine or sugar. My mood also improved. Walking helped me clear my mind and help with my anxiety. And that mental boost also helped me stay motivated to keep going. My sleep got better as well. I was falling asleep faster and I was sleeping more sound. And this helped with my recovery and overall health. Visually, the weight loss was not just about the number on the scale. I noticed my clothes fit better, my posture improved, and my body just felt stronger. That's why I always recommend not just tracking the scale, but also relying on how your clothes fit and how you feel. What made this method so effective is that it was not a quick fix, it was a lifestyle change. And because walking is so sustainable, it helped me maintain my weight loss after I lost it. I didn't feel deprived or burnt out, and this helped me keep it up long term. If you commit to moving every day, listening to your body and making small nutrition adjustments, then you will start to see changes, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. So you're probably ready to start your own walking journey, and that is great. Here are some tips that will help you create habits that stick and sets you up for success. First, start small. Do not feel like you need to walk for an hour right off the bat. You could start with just 10 or 15 minutes a day. The goal is to build consistency, not to burn yourself out. Find ways to make walking enjoyable. Create playlists with your favorite songs. Create a playlist with your favorite podcasts. Sometimes having a walking buddy or even joining walking groups will turn walking into social time, and this helps make it more enjoyable as well. Remember your why, whether just to feel healthier or take better care of yourself. Keeping this on your mind will help you stay motivated when times get hard. Also, try to schedule your walks at the same time every day. This helps it turn into a habit that you will not skip. And finally, be kind to yourself. Some days will be easier than others. If you miss a walk or have a day that you don't feel motivated, that is okay. What matters is getting right back to it the next day without feeling guilt. Starting is the hardest part, but once you take the first step, you're already on your way to success. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more easy and sustainable fitness tips. Drop a comment below telling me about your walking goals or any questions you have, because I love hearing from you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.